Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Lauren. Thank you so much for watching. I am so excited for this video. I'm so freaking pumped. And I have a feeling you guys will be too, so let's just get into it. Kaleidos sent me their new collection. This is the Escape Kit. The way they sent it to me, it's kind of in this escape type themed package, which, you know what I'm gonna use this for? I'm gonna put all my baddie products in here that suck for me. I'm gonna lock them in a drawer so they cannot hurt me any longer. I'm talking to you, Kapari deodorant. Okay, so I'm so excited, you guys, to share with you this new collection. They did send this out to me. This isn't sponsored though. I've talked about Kaleidos a lot on my channel, one of my favorite brands. I'm honestly so stoked that I get to try this out and review it for you guys and let you know my thoughts. And this is going to be like a first impression. I don't normally do first impressions, but honestly, I couldn't wait. I want to dig into this and I want to make a video and I just want to do it now. I don't want to wait. I have a feeling a lot of these products are going to be seen on my channel over and over again, so there will be updates as we go. Just stay tuned to the channel for that. I overall figured that you guys would be pretty much just as excited. I know a lot of you guys have tried Kaleidos and have enjoyed their products, and I was so pumped for this. I thought you guys would be too, and I'd rather get you some information than no information, and plus we can have some swatches in the video. So, hey guys, it's editing me. I wanted to let you know from the beginning that I am going to be putting timestamps and you can jump around to swatches and different stuff. There will be a whole bunch of swatches at the end. I'm gonna like voice over some more thoughts, more in the comparison realm if you're interested in that. So yeah, look for timestamps, do whatever you want. I hope you enjoy the video. I might pop in again like this. So, okay, peace out. Let's start off with the most exciting thing really fast. I just have to show you. There's a new palette out. We got a new format. This is the Escape Pod palette. This is what it looks like. It's upside down, nice. Okay, so this is it. It's a little bit more bulky than their normal packaging. It flips open and this is what it looks like. So as you can tell, it's kind of like stacked. It's thicker, it's very sturdy. And let's just take a look at this color story, you guys. Seriously, I love it. I love it. I love greens and pinks and like purples together. It's one of my favorite combinations. Plus there are those like few pops of orange as well. I'm very into this, and it has 6 of those kind of like topper sparkly shades, which I'm obsessed with. So I just feel like this palette is made for me. It's like meant to be mine, and I am so happy with it. And I am very into smaller palettes at the moment, but this still feels relatively tiny, although it's a little bulky. I will say, I could have done without the bulk, but I also can appreciate that their packaging is very original and definitely has a theme and just like concept in mind. That's one of the things that gets me so excited about makeup and why I think overall for Kaleidos, so many of their products are a win. It just feels like they have a perspective, they have a point of view, and they're out here showing it, okay, in makeup, and I love, love, love that. So anyway, this is the palette we're gonna be using today. I cannot wait to dig into this. This is gonna be my first look, first impressions. I have an eye look in mind. I hope it turns out as beautiful as I think it will. We shall see. There are a lot of other products in this collection, like a ton of other products. You guys saw the little preview I just showed you, but I'm going to get into the eye look first, and then we'll get into the blush duos. I know there are some highlighters, there's a lip product, and yeah, I'll get into that later. I'll leave a timestamp either on the screen here or down below if you want to head over to that, but let's zoom in. Let's get started on this eye look. My eyes are begging for it. All right, we're zoomed up nice and close. I am going to prime my eyes using their new Tone Activator eye primer. I only swatched this yesterday. I haven't used anything. Again, first impressions. So we're gonna see how it goes. It kind of looks like a concealer, but I don't know how much that pigment's gonna pick up on the eye actually. Oh yeah, it does show up. But I am just going to tap that in and just get a nice base of that for my look. I do think that definitely like canceled out some discoloration and just kind of gave me a nice overall even base to work on. It feels thinner than I thought it would, I guess, and it doesn't feel sticky at all. We are going to be doing a look, obviously using this hot pink. I'm going to be incorporating some of this, some of that. Ooh, I want to do some of this like purple, one of these, maybe mix them on the bottom, and then green. It's a whole look. So first thing I want to do is go into the shade Lo-Fi. It's the cream, and I don't normally do anything with creams anymore. Like I used to set down my whole lid, but For this look, I'm gonna set like the outer portion of my eye because we're kind of gonna go in with that pink pretty off the bat. And I wanna leave my lid space as tacky as possible for those like topper shades to lay down and like kind of cling to. So I'm just putting this on the outer half. Okay, now that I feel like I've prepped that area pretty nicely, we're gonna be going in with Flamingo, which is that hot pink. I'm taking a like flatter, kind of fluffy, kind of lid brush. We'll see if this is the right choice, I guess. But I'm going to just start wiggling this in the outer corner. I love a diffused look with not too many harsh like shapes. So I'm really trying to just focus this hot pink on the outer corner. It's gonna go like pink, the kind of duochromy purple, and then the duochromy kind of like champagne in that order on the eye, like across it, and we'll go from there. But I just want to give you an overview of kind of what I'm thinking. So anyway, I'm just going to start, and I'm going to be going light at first and building up. No need to rush it. I also, from swatching this, know this will stain a bit and, you know, is pretty pigmented. So I'm definitely being a bit of a baby when it comes to applying it and being cautious as opposed to just going on. That's also just my style and technique in applying shadows as well. And then as I feel like I have less on the brush, I can blend up and out, and I'm just repeating that process until I get a pretty nice color on the outer corner. I'm just like a huge fan of like controlling product, and that's why I like to work slowly and build up. I'm continuing on building up that outer corner. I'm switching to a slightly smaller brush. It's still pretty fluffy. It's just a slightly more tapered. And I'm going to be applying a bit more product and tapping it again where I want the most pigment, and then blending out as less product is on the brush. I feel pretty good about that pigmentation. You probably could build it up even more, but I do like something a little bit more wispy, feathery, you know. Next, I'm going to take my little finger here. I'm going to be going into Space Oasis, which has this really beautiful like purple, pink, blue shift. And I'm going to be laying this color on the, basically, I don't know, not the very most inner part of my lid, and into the pink. And I want it to pick up on that pink as well as kind of be on its own. I expect this to be kind of sheer. I want that translucency though, and then I want it to pick up differently over that hot pink. Yeah, it's what I expected. I love it. And like with other shadows that I do this with, I am placing it on the lid with the most pigmentation, and then as I have less, I'm kind of just blending it out with my finger. I love it. It's so pretty. I think this would be such a pretty look on its own, essentially. I need to do some tutorials on what I call ice cream looks. It's like two colors essentially that you mesh together, and it could be like two flavors in an ice cream swirled or something. Anyway, that's like my brain. But this is, I think, just stunning and beautiful, exactly how it is. But we're gonna work with this more champagne shade on that very inner part, and I'm just again tapping that in there and then tapping it once again over the purple. And now this is where I would just take my time and I would, you know, tap between all those colors to get like my desired ratio essentially of them. I'm also probably gonna punch up the pink even just a little bit, and I'm gonna take even a smaller brush just so I can really put that pink exactly where I want it. Once I have product down already like that, I just kind of tap. I just tap around as opposed to blending and potentially like disrupting the glittery pigment to fall onto my face or just disappear. I want it there, so I'm just tapping. All right, we have that going for us. I really like the way it's turning out. It's exactly how I expected. Next, I want to go into the lightest purple here. That color is Soiree, I believe, and I'm going to be just putting this on the bottom lash line on the outer corner, outer half, and just buffing that into the lash line. I don't have any primer or anything down there, so we'll see how it does and how much it deepens up. I expect this to deepen up a bit. That's what I've just discovered with these types of colors. And I'm blending it into the upper lash line. Next, I'm going to be going into the darker green here, this one, and I'm gonna be putting that on the lower lash line from about the tear duct in, and I'm gonna mix it with that purple we've laid down. This one, you might need a glitter glue. I don't know how well this is gonna stick. So that's where I'm at right now. I definitely had to like take a bit of time and kind of place it and go back in. I am using a fairly small brush as well, but that's with no like additional help. All right, so that's where I'm at with that green. I still really like it, although it did take a little bit of time to build up. We haven't really talked about this, but they did reformulate Ray Rider with this collection. I mean, I think they have already done it, but they included it with this. So this is Ray Rider, same color as the original Ray Rider, but instead it's a more like gelée formula. So I'm going to be using that as my inner corner highlight, just because everything else is quite intense and sparkle, and this will give more of just a sheen. And I'm just going to put that on the inner corner. The last thing I'm going to do for like shadows, I think, is I'm going to be going in with this lighter green here, and I'm going to be tapping that kind of like right here in my brow bone and up, just to kind of tie the other green in. And I don't know, it's what I'm feeling, so hopefully it looks good. So that's what that looks like. I really like it. Yeah. I'm just going light though, because as much as I want it to shine green, I don't necessarily want tons and tons of the pigment to come up, since it is like the brow bone and where you would normally like highlight. But I feel like there's like this kind of pinky undertone to it that's coming through, one, because there's pink under it, but also I think just with that duochrome. So I think that's actually playing nicely. So again, here's that green with everything. I know, it was a genius idea. I do say so myself. No, I really love it though. I'm just gonna add a little bit of purple back in, you know the drill. It's always just kind of a mixing game. If you wanted, you could add more pink, but I like it. You guys know me. This is like the most definition I normally would do. Okay, I feel like this tutorial is taking forever. I'm like talking it through so much. I'm gonna go in with a dark blue eyeliner on the bottom, and I'm really gonna blend that in. I might even take some purple, blend it in with it, just to add a little bit more definition on the lower lash line. I'm also gonna use this to tightline a little bit. I'm gonna add some mascara, and I'll come back and I'll show you guys the final look. We'll get some like beautiful up close shots. I'll move my head around and shit, and yeah, I'll show you guys what it looks like. All right guys, so here is the finished look all up close. I'm actually gonna turn this down. I'm gonna show you this, but I'm gonna turn it down one just to see if you can see the sparkle a little bit better. Sometimes in lower light I look a little orange though. Oh, white balance is not my friend. All right, I look less orange now. So this is it with a little bit lower light. I wanted you to really see the sparkle going on, and I feel like sometimes in that lower light is what does it. So I'm really into it. I mean, don't mind my little pimple there, that adds some texture, but I think it's so pretty. And I love the green up top, kind of like mimicking that bottom. I did get a little bit of fallout. I don't know if you can see it. It's mostly all green, so it's from this. It just wasn't good applied with the brush, honestly. I don't suggest applying the colors with the brush. I think the finger really controlled it, and it's my preferred method anyway. So anyway, let me zoom out so you guys can see it that way. And yeah. All right guys, I really hope you enjoyed seeing how I created this eye look. You know, my first impressions with this. I am excited to dig in more. I know that this color story might seem a little bit crazy, really colorful. To me, it has the colorful shadows that I actually like to pair together. Although it's kind of, you know, out there, it's something that immediately inspires me, as opposed to kind of like confusing me. So that just happens to be a really great thing for me. I will keep you posted on this as I continue to do looks, but I am very, very pleased with how this turned out. I feel like it's what I expected and what I expect from Kaleidos. So very, very happy with that. Let's move on to some blushes though. There are the blush duos in here, and there are two different shades. We have Lo-Fi Rose and Lo-Fi Peach. Lo-Fi Rose is a bit more of like a cool mauve-y. It's a little bit dusty, and both of these have a matte shade, and then they have a more shimmer duo, which can be used as like a blush topper or as a highlighter. This one has like a golden reflex, really, really beautiful. And then the peach one, which I don't know which one my favorite is. Honestly, I think they're both beautiful. This one is peachier. It's a little bit of a deeper, almost like terracotta peach, and then it has that shimmer as well. I really, really wish that they came out with like a third one that was like a berry or something a little bit deeper. Although I'm excited for both of these to work for me and my skin tone, I'm not sure how these these would work on deeper skin tones. This one would be the best shot, but even this, I'm not quite sure. I would just need to see it and see how it works. And I think it would have been really awesome to have like a lo-fi berry with a really beautiful berry shimmer as well. And then there'd be options kind of for lighter, medium, and darker skin tones. But hopefully that will be coming, as these are the first two blushes that we've seen, so I have my fingers crossed for that. I'd love to see them expand the shade range of these. Anyway, let's actually like try it on my face. I think for this, I'm gonna go in first with this mauve-y one, the rose, and I'm just going to kind of swirl it on. So far, so good. It's great. I love it. I mean, it's just a blush, you know? So for me, I'm looking for something that's not too pigmented, but also not necessarily like totally sheer. And this is giving me it. I'm going to go into the other side. I don't know if this is like going to be good for my look, but for the sake of the video, to try some stuff, I'm going to take the peach, which I have a feeling will be a bit more pigmented off the bat, and apply it to the other side. I'm being slightly lighter handed. I mean, I think it looks really beautiful though. Yeah, I love the peach one. I think I love the peach one a little bit more, but I think they're both absolutely stunning. While we're here, let's use the peach topper. I'm gonna take the Kaleidos highlighter brush, and I'm just going to put a little bit of that peachy color. I'm gonna add it just to, oh, it has like a rose flip, pretty intense. Okay, let's buff that out. Oh yeah. So that is very intense. Highly suggest being very gentle with your application of that. It's not that I don't like it, I just wasn't expecting it to be so intense. You guys will have to let me know what you think of the blushes. I think I like the peach better, but I think they're both really beautiful, and I will definitely have more thoughts on those by the time, you know, I don't know, by the end of the month. I guess it is kind of the end of the month. You'll see them on my channel. Last, for face products, there are 4 highlighters that came with this collection. One is a kind of, it's complicated. Okay, so Ray Ryder has been reformulated, which I loved Ray Ryder initially. I love the color of Ray Ryder, and I liked the formula before, but I did see on their Instagram that they were reformulating this to give it more of like a silky, a bit more of like a gelée formula than the more powdery formula that it had. Once again, I liked the original, and I have a feeling I'm gonna also really like this one too. They are different, like they're not the same formula, but it's just as beautiful. So I don't know, if you got the original, I don't think you should be that disappointed, because I mean, again, I liked it, so I didn't see a problem with it in the first place. The other 3 highlighters in here are duochromatic. This one's probably the least out of the 2, but I'm gonna go over the 2 like more colorful duochromatic highlighters. We have Mars Melter, which is more of a like red pink undertone. It is really pretty, and if you're into this type of color and these types of highlighters, I think you would like it. It's one of those ones like with a white-ish base that then flips. And then we have Moon Crusher, which this one is very similar to me to Skywalker. It has more of that textured, sparkly finish to it. The one that I'm most excited about that's new is the Diamond Dasher. First off, I just love this packaging. Those other 2 are more like metallic and smooth in finish on the packaging. This is that more soft touch. Mine did have the pan come out a little bit, so I have to be kind of careful with it. The actual pan and the glue has come undone. So it's just a little fragile, but this is a more like champagne highlighter, but it has a very, very sparkly finish, and it has a like peachy duochromatic sparkle. It's really, really stunning. I'm actually not someone who normally goes for too sparkly of a highlighter, but this one I am very, very excited to try, so that's what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna first spray my face down, because I always do this before I go in with highlighter. I just like to give it a little like oomph. I don't know if this is gonna need that oomph, but we're giving it to it anyway. I'm just using a fan brush. That's been my preferred method as of late to apply highlighter. I'm tapping it in kind of gently, and then I'm going to just, oh yeah, wow. I already feel like I see so much sparkle and shine from that blush topper duo. It's hard not to stare at that. All right, so that's the highlighter. If I'm being honest, I like the color a lot. I'm definitely gonna need to try it on its own. It definitely has a sparkle to it that you can like see little sparkles, and I'm just not used to that. So I wanna try it with like really clean skin, no other highlighters going on like with the blush topper, and I definitely think I'll get a better idea. First impressions, it's one of the products that I think is so pretty in the pan, but will I use it on my face as intended? We shall see. Based off of first impressions, I would say Ray Rider is still my favorite highlighter from them because it's the least like duochromatic and it's kind of this neutral, creamy, champagne peach color. So still my favorite so far. Really fast, I want to mention they do have some sponges coming out. There's this one and then a green one, which I'll insert a clip of now. I used that this morning and it was super soft. It was one of the good sponges. I feel like sponges are either good or bad, like you know right off once you wet them. And that one fell into the good sponge category, so I assume this one will be just as soft. I didn't love the shape of the green one. It had a lot of like more cut edges, and I think it would do better for like baking or really sculpting the face, which isn't what I tend to do. So I'm excited to bust open the more like egg-shaped one. And last, we have a lip product. This is the Lucid Lip. This shade is Hypnotize. It's one of the pretty sparkly lip glosses that they do. I'm not sure how well it goes with the look I have created today, but I'm gonna line my lips. I'm just using the shade Nutmeg from Jane Iredale. It's been like my go-to lip liner lately. And then I'm going to apply it and see how it goes. All right, and here we go. Ooh, it's so pretty actually. Okay, so I was a little worried. I don't know why. I mean, it just looks so sparkly, but I really like that it's not overpowering my lips with color, but definitely is still tinting them. And the sparkle is just pretty. It feels like their other lip glosses too, so it's not sticky. It feels just really nice on the lips, and it's really shiny as well. So let me zoom in a little. There is the lip. There's that eye again. And then if you can see some of the sparkle of the highlighter, it's definitely picking up on some texture. Yeah, I mean, but again, that is also the blush. So I'm definitely going to play around with those. So let's talk about some of my first impressions, kind of rank some of the products, like based again off of my first impressions. This is not like a full-fledged review. It's not a product recommendation. I really just wanted to get these products in action, show you guys what was going on, and show you some swatches, which there should be just like swatches at the end with hopefully some comparison swatches. If that's what you want, stay tuned to the end. Anyway, the palette is my favorite thing so far. So excited for it, really like it. I don't know how much this is gonna retail for, so I hope it's pretty reasonable, but it is bigger than the Futurism palettes that they were doing, so we'll see what the price is on that, but I'm really happy, and I just love the color story. I love the finishes. It just feels like me in a palette, which I can't ask for more, especially when it's a pre-made palette, and I didn't pick these shades for it to fit me so well. Just happens to be a win. Honestly, next on my list would probably be Ray Rider. I'm excited to try this new formula, really get into it, see which one I like better. I loved the original Ray Rider, and I am into that kind of gelée, more like sheeny highlight anyway, so I am excited to try this one out as well. So that's probably next, and I'm pretty sure already I'm gonna like it. I really do enjoy these blush duos. I love that they're duos. I love that one side's matte, one side's shimmery. I love the packaging. I can't wait for them to expand into more shades. I really hope that they do that. I think based off first impressions, I'm definitely going to be way more into the matte side of the blush than I am into those duochrome highlighter toppers. To me, I'm gonna probably look at them as almost highlighters, so I'll probably use them that way. The peach blush in here, this matte one, so stunning, and this just turned out way more pink than I expected. You can see it. See how it's pink? And then it's peach. It's just definitely a in-your-face duochrome. Like, you can tell it's there. It's not like a subtle sheen you're adding on top. So just be aware of that. I think I still will get a lot of use out of them, and I do. Again, I love that they're duos. I just think that's like this perfect thing. I love it. I hope that these are really reasonably priced as well. Hopefully in the $14, $16 range. That's what I'm hoping. Next, we have the Diamond Dasher highlight, and I'm excited to play around with this. I love the color. I think that out of something that's going to be a little bit more sparkly. It still has a lot of like neutral underpinnings to make me excited to use it more every day. So we will be testing that out and I will get back to you on this one. I also just love the aesthetic of all of it. Next is the lip gloss. I am excited actually for this. I have slept on their lip products a little bit, honestly. I love the lip tonics. I talked about them in my last video actually about how I didn't try them for a long time because I didn't know if I would like them. I don't really like liquid lipsticks and they're one of my favorite liquid lipstick formulas. So this is the lip gloss. It's not a liquid lipstick, but I really like the color. It's almost a natural looking lip, but it still gives me a little bit of sheen. And I don't find that the sparkle like overtakes it or makes it look metallic. So I'm very pleasantly surprised and happy. I didn't know based off of like looking at it in the tube what it was gonna be like. And I love the like sheerness of this. So I'm excited that this lip product seems to be something I will be using more often than not. Coming in next, we have the two new highlighters, Moon Crusher and Moon Cruiser. Did I call it Crusher before? I'm so sorry. Moon Cruiser, Mars Melter. These I think are pretty, and if you're into those holographic, like duochromatic highlighters, I think you would really like them. They seem to be up to par with like the formulas that they've had. I just am not the biggest fan of those types of highlighters for myself at the moment. So out of the duochromatic highlighters I already have from Kaleidos, those don't get nearly as much use as the more neutral colors. And also Laser Glazer, because that one's just so different and I can use it on my eyes too. That stands alone a little bit, but with these, I don't know how much I'm going to use them, and I definitely feel like I have to plan looks around them, so they kind of just go in the same category as the other more duochromatic highlighters I have from them. I think the sponges are a good addition. I think that the eye primer worked out fine. I'll have to keep you updated with how creasing goes and longevity goes. You know, these are just like kind of more basic products like that a brand would need in a line, but aren't necessarily the most glamorous or exciting. So those are some first impressions. I would love to know if you are excited for this collection. What is like intriguing you the most? What do you want to see maybe more of demonstrated on the channel or like more in-depth reviews on? What questions do you have? Also, I think I'll be doing some type of tutorial type video. I don't know if it will be featuring only this palette, but this palette will probably be heavily featured in it. We'll see. I don't like to promise tutorials. I know that Angelica will probably bang out some like bomb looks, so stay tuned. If you're not subscribed to Angelica, I'll obviously leave her channel down below, but I'm sure she will have a review of this collection up. I'm sure that she will probably do a 3 looks 1 palette with it, and I can't wait to see all those looks and get some inspiration myself. So I'm pretty sure that will happen, but I will try my best to get something up. I've been a little bit more inspired as of late to create a little bit more on camera, so that's kind of good, but I don't want to promise anything because then everyone's disappointed. And I think that's it. Thank you so much to Kaleidos for sending these to me. Again, this was sent, but these are all my opinions. I like the brand a lot. I like the stuff that I've tried so far. I'll keep you updated with some more thoughts as they come through. And now on to just some swatches, more dense swatches ahead. All right, thanks guys. Bye. All right guys, welcome to the after party. We have some swatches here. We're gonna start off with the Escape Pod, which is the palette from the collection. This is the outer packaging, really cute. The actual packaging of the product is in a really beautiful metallic, kind of textured material, at least where the painting is. And then it is quite bulky. It's not like a thin cardboard. And you can see that as I open it, and you can see that kind of like stepping of where the palette is raised. Inside we have 15 shadows. I believe 9 of them are matte, 6 of them are shimmer. I am swatching all of these, you'll see in a second, on the primer that came with this collection. So know that these are all primed swatches, but they're really, really beautiful. I've been super happy with them. And I'm really happy with the pigmentation on the mattes. I'm really happy with those topper shades. And then I wanted to show that there is a little bit of staining, especially with that hot pink. All right, I thought I would give you guys just a look at the shimmers by themselves. I also wanted you guys to see the 2 greens next to each other. They are very similar, but they are different still. And this is them in natural lighting. I tried to get some of that for you guys, but Hornet tried to come into my house, so I only got a few. I did my best. Here are some comparison swatches from other things that they've put out. So on the left, we have Electro Turquoise, the kind of gold in there, and then the Escape Pod kind of shimmery shade. The Escape Pod one is a little bit more peach. Then we have the Escape Pod orange versus the other matte oranges that have come out. So we have the VR Neon and the orange from the Electro Turquoise, all very different. The next one are some browns. So Escape Pod is on the left, and then we have the Cyber Bronze and the Electro Turquoise, which those happen to be quite similar, but I do feel like the Escape Pod one is different enough. And these are, again, all on that primer. And then last, I wanted to show you the green. So the green on the right is from the Sci-Fi Greens palette, and then the other two are from the Escape Pod palette. I just wanted you to see all those up close in case you're wondering how similar. The two newest ones from the new palette are a lot more shimmery. Next, the boring part, this is the eye primer. I have only used this once, and I did enjoy it. I thought it worked pretty well. It does have a bit of a tint to it. I don't find that it's super strong though. Like as you shear it out, I do think it shears a little. So I don't know how many people this will work for because it has that tint, but it's not super duper opaque. I also found that this didn't stop any creasing, but I did find that the color pigmentation stayed on really nicely on my eyes. Next, we have the blush duos. First, we have Lo-Fi Rose. This one is, I mean, I love both of them, honestly. But I love the packaging so much. I think they really knocked it out of the park. There's like an oval mirror at the top there, which I think is a nice addition. These feel really sturdy for cardboard packaging. We have the matte, and then we have a shimmer. The shimmer in this one is kind of this mix of like a pinky, I want to say like it's kind of silver, but I still see kind of reflex of gold in it as well. Really quite beautiful and more cool toned. Then we have the Lo-Fi Peach, and this one has more of that peachy. This is probably my favorite pack, like out of the two blushes. I love this packaging so much. Inside here we have a kind of peachy terracotta blush with that duochrome topper. This duochrome is like a peachy pink. It really is a really beautiful combination. Next, let's get into highlighters. We have Ray Rider. This is the new one, and its packaging is very similar. I can tell very slightly which one is the new and the old since I do have both. And I find with the new one that it is a bit more silky feeling. It does have a smoothness to it, like an extra smoothness. Again, I liked the original, so I don't find a huge difference in terms of texture, but there is one still. Here you can see both of them next to each other. I think the biggest difference is that the older Ray Rider was slightly deeper actually, and you can see that in the shift. So more when the light doesn't hit it, it has a darker cast than this new one. So that's really the only like significant difference I could find. Next, we have Mars Melter. This is more of like a reddish, pinkish, orangish, I know, but it's one of those type of duochrome shifts. This one, I can definitely pick up a little bit more on the white base. It's not like super noticeable. It's not like a bad thing, but I went outside with this one and showed you guys what it looks like in the sun, hopefully to give you guys a better idea. And then I also did compare this with Comet Catcher from the original launch of the highlighters, and these are separate. They didn't like try to make these dupes or the same thing, but I would say if you have one of these, you don't need both, I don't think. You do you. I'm just trying to give you as much information as possible, but I did find them to be very similar. Next, we have Moon Cruiser. This is a very beautiful, very sparkly highlighter. It has a blue and like almost purple shift to it, but I do find again with this one that it's similar to another one. So if you like a sparkly highlighter, this might be the one for you. But here it is in natural light. I got some shade on it as well on accident. But when we look at it next to Skywalker, I definitely find that to me they're similar enough that you wouldn't need both. But again, you do you. If this is your favorite type of highlighter and your curiosity just won't let you stop, go for it. Next we have Diamond Dasher, and this one is definitely the most unique, I feel like, out of the ones that came out in this collection that I got. This is a peachy pink, a little bit more cool toned, but it has a peach warmth to it as well. This has more sparkle to it though. If you're someone who wants something neutral, this does have a bit of a reflex, but it's more of a natural reflex. I think this would be good for you. Just know you're getting some sparkle. I tried to really capture that in the outside lighting just so you guys could really see what it is, because inside it looks a lot more subtle. And then I wanted to compare this to Star Surfer because it was the closest thing. Although these seem a little similar on the hand, Star Surfer definitely has a smoother texture, as in it doesn't have all those sparkles, and it also doesn't have quite that reflex. So they are different. I think they potentially would be different enough to have both, if you were interested in them. And then last we have the lip gloss. This looks more berry. I feel like in the tube it's very sparkly, but as you see in the swatch, it is quite sheer, which I think is so nice because it lets your natural lips shine through. I feel like it's an easy lip gloss to wear, and the formula is awesome. So yeah, those are some swatches. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.